My name is Yakov Rubinstein. I'm a 70-year-old Israeli comedian, and I'm celebrating 40 years of performing at the Fringe. Woo! Thank you. My 4 decades of shows here have been legendary. In fact, there are many places around this town, many venues with my picture on the wall under a sign that says, "Do not let this man in." I started my love affair with the Fringe back in 1979. I was just visiting Scotland for my love of Scottish food, culture, music, and me running away from a paternity suit back in Israel. And I discovered this wonderful festival of old men yelling at bored young audiences and thought, this is the place for me. I put on my first show that year. Because comedy in Israel has gotten a little stale. You can only make fun of the immigrants for so long, for like 50 years tops. But Fringe, that was exciting. I did some Fringe theater back in Israel, really deep, experimental stuff. Me jerking off into a bag of Doritos, yelling, "Mama!" I put on my first show that year, and it was called Yakov Rubinstein, the man of 100 characters. There was my cheap Jew character, my spendthrift Jewish guy, my Hebrew fellow who was very careful with his money, the guy who was frugal but loved a good kugel, and my penny pinching kike. Did the Germans laugh at the Jew jokes? The show received rave reviews from several homeless people who needed a place to escape the cold August of Edinburgh. The reviews were like, "Warm atmosphere," said one homeless person. "Comfy seat," said another. "Yakov, stop bogarting the heroin," said the third one. Then the 80s came. I put on a kids show. Perform a little bit of it for you now. Like my socks. Yeah. Alright, it was a kids show designed to teach kids important lessons about life. "Hey, Saki! Did you see that crazy old man with the straw fedora and sunglasses? Oh, you shouldn't talk about old people like that. You should respect your elders. But he's offering cocaine to the children, and he smells like a fish took a shit in a tub of whiskey. You stupid fucking sock! I'll kill you! I'll kill your whole sock family! I won't leave a stitch intact!" Sorry. Not a lot of children came to the show. I was disappointed. I met another young and nice man doing the show. His name was Jimmy Savile. He was also disappointed not a lot of children came. He said he loves it when children come, or that he comes around children, or something like that. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry, I'm a little emotional. A close friend of mine died the other day, Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. What a man, what a Jew, what a Jew. He called me a couple of days before he died from jail. He said, "Yakov, I don't feel safe here. There's a shifty-looking man looking at me with a noose." Always with the jokes, Jeff. Always with the comedy. In the 90s, I was actually part of a double act. Rubinstein and Smythe. Andrew Smythe was an inbred albino British man I found roaming around my garbage one night. He couldn't really speak, but that just made our comedy more exciting. We did our own version of Who's on First. I would go, "Who's on first?" And he would go, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" It was ahead of its time. Sadly, in 1995, Smythe disappeared under mysterious circumstances that cannot be linked back to me. They never found his body, but I'm feeling it somewhere close. I performed at venues all over the city. The Gilded Balloon, the Underbelly, the Underboob, the Pleasant Stone, the Unpleasant Dome, the Filthy Cock, the Diseased Cock, the Syphilitic Cock, the Shit-Slinging Monkey, and of course St. Andrew's Church. One day, talent scouts came from the BBC to watch my show. The BBC. One of my favorite networks and one of my favorite porn search categories. They said they were offering me a show on BBC 4. Imagine that, 4 big black cocks. I told them to go fuck themselves. BBC 4? Are you kidding me? You may as well offer me a show on Dave. I love British people in the audience, all right. Look, so so many other shows over the decades. There was Black Humor, an all blackface review. Balls Out, a tribute to Dame Edna. There was Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, an unrelated confession about me murdering my 2 Jewish neighbors, unrelated to the Tom Stoppard play. And of course, Beyond the Minge. But you know, comedy's changed a lot in the Fringe over these 4 decades. It's weird. That was sort of alternative comedy. Alternative? I asked alternative to what? To laughing? Well, it's political comedy. You can throw a rock and hit someone doing a show with a pun about Brexit. You'd be doing us all a favor. You know, I would want to do my own Brexit theme show this year. It was called Yakov Rubinstein Presents Pulling Out of the EU. This is vagina. And, they didn't really want it. I assume it's because, you know, I don't know anything about Brexit. I assume it has something to do with the price of tea and scones and, I don't know, Eurovision, whatever you're into. A lot of improv these days, too. You know, you got improvised Jane Austen, improvised Mein Kampf, you know. Give me a name of a nationality, it should be eliminated. Stuff like that. Whose line is it anyway? I love Whose Line. I thought it was about confusion in the Coke party at first. You know, whose line is it? Who cares? I can try a little improv with you now if you want. Do you want it? Yeah. All right, I'll try a little improv. This is a game called Questions Only. Who wants to play? Come on. We don't have a lot of time.
Where'd you get your sunglasses?
Oh, no, wait, we haven't started yet. We're at a construction site and we can only speak in questions. Now start.
Where'd you get your sunglasses?
Why don't my grandkids call me?
No.
Oh, I have more questions though. Like, why is my urine bright red? Never mind. That was a great game. You know, I think this is gonna be my last year at the Fringe. Thank you. Because I'm gonna go hang myself in the bar bathroom over there. I'm coming, Jeffrey. Sorry, I'm coming, Jeffrey. Good